Awesome day, lovely people. Awesome day to you. So, my name is Eureka, and I am sharing with you why it is difficult for some ladies, some women, 50 and older, to get over the loss of their spouse or to get over a breakup or a divorce. And it's important that we know it's okay to be sad in the moment, or it's okay to grieve, but then we need to snap out of it. So I just want to share a little bit with you about my take on it. This is not any type of clinical advice or anything of that nature. This is just one woman that has experienced quite a few things, sharing with other women that may need a little guidance from somebody that's actually experienced it. So again, I am Eureka, and welcome to Nadis International Travels. And what I do is I provide travel opportunities for women, living and travel opportunities for women 50 and older that to want to heal, but do it in a non-traditional way. They feel like they may need a change of scenery. They need a mental reset. So ultimately, that's what we do. We do a mental reset, and we help you align with your entire self, so that not only are you good in one aspect of you, if you're good all the way. And that is what's important. So having that balance is key to you living life as you desire, is key to you healing, it is key to you thriving. And a lot of us don't know that it's okay to experience something and then move past that. We feel like, okay, you have these desires, but you don't want to act on them for fear of what someone may think of you, for fear of what society says how you should be reacting to something, how long you should wait to do something, or, just silly things like that. And I know in the American culture, these things are like, what is the word? We're taught these things from a very young age, and it's hard for you to break those. And so what I'm here to share with you, that these things can be broken, they are breakable, and you can learn to think different things, new thoughts, different thoughts. You can totally learn to do this. So you don't have to be stuck in that rut of the fear of what someone else thinks of you. Like, we're at a certain age now, like, you shouldn't even care, honestly. But I know some people do, because they still have they have a close-knit family, and just some things are just kind of hard. And some people may not even realize that this is a thing that they have, And I do know quite a few women that are just kind of stuck in a rut without realizing they're really stuck in a rut. And so I will work with a woman that is 50 and older, that has lost a spouse, gone through a divorce or a significant breakup, and they are ready to move past it. So I do believe there is a period of time where you have to transition from that, from the idea of this not being anymore, to, okay, I'm sick and tired of this. Some women are just okay with their transition is easy. It's really simple for them. And but they still need that push, but they don't resist it. And then there's some women that they want it, but they're afraid of the transition, of moving past an experience. They definitely want it, but they just fear. They have been so, I'm not going to say, well, I'm going to say brainwashed. They've been so brainwashed to think that life stops, you know, or you're supposed to live a certain way because you're a certain age. No, no, no. You live the way you desire to live at any age. And that is what you learn with me. That is what I aim to provide you, that oomph, you know, that you need to know that, hey, why aren't you living the life you desire? Like, why not? So, um, like I said, a lot of women that I have, and you know, this is something that I didn't even realize was a thing. You know, my mom was like super strong, at least I thought she was, until I got older and realized, oh, okay, so she is kind of normal, right? So, but what I have gathered from dealing with a lot of different women from different backgrounds, from different upbringings, with just different experiences, ultimately, the one thing that stays the same in how they need to get over or move past someone, something, you know, is to, everybody almost says they have to work on themselves. Okay? If they don't work on themselves, then they stay super, super busy. Okay? With doing other things. Like, so these other things are a distraction. And when my husband passed in 2017, I I did start working on myself because it was something that I was doing prior to it, but I really went all in a few days after he passed away. I think honestly it was like the next couple of days after he passed away or as he transitioned. I started like going all in. I started meditating like almost all day. Like I started to I just started to be different. I started to do different things, and then my kids noticed, and so then they started to do certain things, started to do different things. And that was one of the key takeaways that I noticed when I was transforming my mental after my husband passed away. I wish I could say that it was easy peasy breezy. However, it was not. Um, I I was still working. I was working for myself. Well, I was homeschooling a few other kids, and I started a business doing that. And this was in April, so school was about to end very soon. And so I know I finished up the school year. Like I finished up the school year numb, like super numb, and I didn't feel like it was real. I felt like this happened, but a part of me had blocked off the actual emotion associated with the loss of my spouse, the idea that he's not here in this realm, in this physicality anymore, and so it was just one of those situations to where I had to learn how to be myself, how to entertain myself, how to rely on myself, how to just be for me. And that was really hard for me to get together. Like I'm military. Like I'm used to the toughness and all of that. I grew up in a really rough neighborhood, and so I grew up rough. Um, and it's just one of those things that you learn to deal with. You learn to cope with this, and that's that's what I was doing. I was just coping, just going through the motions of being a widow, and that there again, that was something that I just did not want to be in that club. Like, who wants to be? I did not want to be a widow. So I'm not gonna say who wants to be, but that just was not what I was planning on. And sometimes we get a little side swiped or distracted or just diverted in a different direction when certain things happen to us and we don't know how to override that. We don't know how to maintain the emotional state that we need to maintain or that we desire to maintain. And that is important. So I have learned over the past 4 years how to maintain, how to first recognize that you're in the wrong mental state. Like you really, I'm not gonna say wrong. I'm not gonna say wrong mental state. What I'm going to say is your mental state could use a bit of enhancement. And so how do you enhance your mental state? What does that look like, Eureka? Well, one, those thoughts that are running through your head that are undesired, that have been running year after year, day after day, month after month, and they're still running and they're not serving you. They are not enhancing your life one bit. So I'm going to tell you how to figure out if you have this going on. If you honestly, and be very honest with yourself, the more honest you are with yourself and the more open you are to receiving, it goes a lot smoother. Okay? So if you've been thinking of the same, if you've been thinking the same thoughts, not every thought the same, but if you've been thinking the majority of the thoughts are the same for the past year, or since this event happened, let's just say that, since your event happened, if you have been having those same thoughts, similar thoughts, then you are in a rut. You are not those. You need not. You need to. I would retrain myself. I would refrain from engaging in those thoughts, in those memories, in those energy. Um, I guess energy takers. I would. Let's just say that it's not healthy for you. Um, because you want to provide a synergetic environment within you, your whole self. That means your outer, your inner, your physical part. That means your whole energy field of yourself. And you want to be able to allow the openness and the freedom, but also protecting yourself. And what I mean by that is, okay, you're open to receiving guidance. You're open to receiving new ways to think, new ways to do things. You're totally open for that. However, not everybody you come in contact with will be on that page. Some people, and I'm not saying, I'm not telling you to think these negative thoughts, but I do want you to know that there is a measure of protection that that I require, that I ask for on a regular basis, and so whether it's just because it makes me feel better or whether it's because it's really needed, who's to say? However, that is what I choose to do, and and what I'm asking for protection from is the idea. I want to stay focused. I want to stay aware. I want to stay in a openness mindset of awareness. So I want to stay in a mindset of awareness, and so I'm asking for protection for that, not against somebody doing something to me or anything like that. When you walk in confidence and when you walk in knowing and just having an expectation of goodness, it comes out of you. It shows up in your aura, and so people can feel that. They can see that. So a lot of people aren't going to try you because I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, they're feeling that energy. Even if they don't say anything, they're still feeling that energy that's permeating off of you. It's amazing. So what I just wanted to share with you, just the concept of, ladies, it's okay to heal. It's okay to move past the loss of your spouse. It's okay to move past that divorce. It's okay to move past that you were with this person for however many years and then he passed away on you and you feel like you got the short end of the stick. You feel like, you know, you got nothing because you were not married on paper. You feel like, you know, you've just been wasting time, spinning your wheels. You know, you've been with somebody for 20 years and then you get a divorce. All of a sudden they're like, I don't want to do this anymore. Well, I'm going to share with you really quickly. Count your blessings, because whatever you have been thinking, whatever you have been feeling, and a lot of people don't even realize that their deepest desires are longing to come out. They're like, so they're operating deep down in the background and you're not even realizing it. And there are some undesired things that you think about as well, that things happen. So, but when you realize that instead of looking at what happened to you, look at how you can take this experience and just expand on it, grow on it, create an opportunity out of it. Now, I wasn't like this in this mindset when my husband first passed away. It took me a few years to get here, and changing how I changing the way I thought about my relationship with my husband, changing the way that I looked at the whole thing, the whole concept of our relationship and the loss and the kids and the experiences. It took me to realize that I had an amazing, amazing life. I had an amazing husband, and instead of being angry, I was angry with him for so long for leaving me. So I was so angry for so long for him leaving our kids, and then I realized one day that that was his journey. That's his journey. This is my journey. My kids' journey is their journey. So instead of walking around bitter, all of the good things that we had together, all of the good memories we shared together, the energy that we exchanged together, the people who we helped together, the lives we changed together. Oh my gosh, I had to think about it. Like, would he want me to be angry? Would he want me to just stop living? No. You know how I know? Because he told me. My husband told me as he was passing away to don't be stubborn. Do not go to the cemetery to see that. Okay? After I have the services, the burial services, that's it. That's it. He said the dead take care of the dead and the living take care of the living. And he shared with me that my grandson is here today. So if you hear noise, I've got my headphones on trying to put all the other noise out. But if you hear that, that's what's going on. So, but he told me, my husband told me that he wanted me to remarry. He wanted me to live life to the fullest and just go, okay? Just be free, go and live, because the kids deserve that and I deserve that. He said I was a good wife to him. And I was like, oh my goodness, like, dude, is he even real right now? Yeah, he's real. And I had to think about that, like, why am I angry? I got to experience a man that was, one, attractive, I thought he was very attractive. Didn't at first, but anyway. And then he was physically attractive. He was smart. He was intelligent. We had kids together. We had a good time. We both loved to eat. We had so many good things. Why am I so angry? I got to experience what I feel like from meeting other women, something that most women don't get to experience. My husband came home every night. I don't care what kind of argument we had. He came home every day. Every day, every day, every night, every night. He came home. And he was like, he does not want to go to bed angry. You know? Oh my gosh, really? Now, do we start out that way? Of course not. But we grew to that. And that is, we take that relationship that we had or that we don't have anymore, and we hold on to it because we're like, we invested so much of us into it, and now what? Well, no. That part of you that you invested was teaching you. You learned so much out of that experience. This is what you still live off of. You grow from it, you keep enhancing it. And that's what I feel like a lot of women are missing. That yes, this happened, but how can I enhance my life and the others around me? If you enhance your life, the people that are around you will benefit from it naturally. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up because I can get very winded. But think about why you feel like it's hard for you to heal from the experience of losing your spouse. Think about why you feel like you are angry, sad, whatever the emotion is. Think about why you feel that way. Think about, honestly, write it down and think about, well, what is it that makes me feel so sad? What is it that makes me feel so angry? What is it? And then once you peel back those layers to see what it really is, you need to ask yourself at least 10 times. Ask yourself 10 times and write down 10 answers that you give yourself. Okay? Don't think about it, just do it. Just do it. And then look over those. Okay? Look over those responses and actually, wow. If you get into that emotion of that, it will let you know what it is. It will. You have to be open to it. And then you can command that, okay, this emotion associated with this experience no longer serves me. Like, I got the lesson. I get it. I thank you. Let's create new emotions around new experiences. And once you realize that it is totally okay to do that, then your life changes before you. You get into a mindset of, it's called relief. It's called peace. And you're just like, all of that anxiety and all of that flutteriness and butterflies that you get when you're, wanting to make a decision about something or wanting to experience something, but then you remember that, oh yeah, I'm a widow, or I just got divorced, oh my gosh, or, I usually do this with my husband, and I don't want to do this by myself. I don't want to go here or go there by myself, and who's gonna protect me? Who's like all of this? And I'm not saying silliness in the fact, in that I'm not saying that you were silly. I'm just saying that for me, when I was going through it, when I look back on it, I feel like I was just silly. Like, oh my goodness, what was I thinking? How did I limited myself? I allowed my experience to limit me. What? So, and I don't want that for you ladies. Like, you have been in a rut long enough. Most of the ladies that I deal with have been in a, I know this lady, she's been in a rut for I want to say 40 years. That's a long time. Oh my god, I was like, what? I could not imagine being in a rut and attached mentally to someone that has been gone from my life for that long. And I met somebody that was 40, might have been 30. She was a much older lady, and but she was like, I I just did not realize I was in a rut, And her grandkids were like, yeah, grandma's just kind of like been this way for a minute. And I'm like, what? And he's like, we've tried, we've talked, we've sent her, we try to get her to go on a date. Like they've tried a lot of different things, but she just was not open to it. I have let me see. I have a client. I'm trying to think of what can I share. I don't want to share too much about her because she's really, really private. At any rate, let's just say that she's in a rut. Now, when you're in these ruts, let me just say this and then I've got to go, but when you're in these ruts like that, they cause health issues. Okay? Yes, they do cause health issues. They cause weight gain. They cause weight loss. They cause, they cause mental imbalance, you're not being able to focus properly. They cause, what is that? A chemical imbalance inside of you. They cause you to be off, non-attentive, headaches. Listen, they cause all type of issues with you. And once you become at peace with that situation, once you become at peace with knowing that you can change, you can benefit greatly from moving past this experience, then, like I said, your life changes before you. If you, I'm huge on meditation, attracting what I desire. I'm very, very big on that, and it's real. Like, honestly, you can attract what you desire, but you have to be open. And if you're holding on to people and things that no longer serve you, then you're not open. You're blocking it with that, and it's just not healthy. So, anyway, what I want you to take away from this chat is be open. Be open. It does not have to be hard for you to heal from your loss. It does not. It does not. When you're co-parenting with someone that you've gotten a divorce with, like, you don't have to be bitter. I understand that sometimes you're assholes and the process is ridiculous and unnecessarily difficult. But when you approach it from a peaceful aspect, peace for you, okay? When you approach it from an aspect of you preserving your health, your energy, okay? You enhancing your life, okay? Because once you enhance your life, the people that are around you will automatically benefit from that. So when you get to that, when you realize, I don't have to be angry with this person for whatever it is they did. I mean, listen, I know you probably like, but Eureka, you didn't go through what I went through. Listen, I have gone through some stuff with some guys that will make your head spin. Okay? I have, like, oh my goodness, let's just say I have probably been in worse situations, okay? So it doesn't matter the situation. I'm here to tell you right now, it doesn't matter the situation. Once you learn how to connect with your inner peace, nothing will shake you anymore. And you will be in such amazement and awesomeness. Oh yeah, you walk different. You look different. You de-age. I bet you didn't know that. Release a lot of thoughts and desires. I mean, not thoughts, desires, but releasing and moving past experiences. Yeah, it does de-age you. So, anyway, just think on that. Write down, and write down and ask yourself 10 times. I know that was not 10, but write down 10 times. You should have 10 answers, 10 responses to that question. Not 10 different questions, but to that question. You can rephrase it to make it, but it still needs to mean the same thing. What is causing you to be sad? What is causing you to be angry about this particular incident? Is it the incident? Is it the person? Is it the fact that they're not here anymore? Is it the fact that you feel like you don't want to date somebody new? Is it because you feel like you invested so much time with this person and it was just a waste? Is it because you think the kids will suffer? Like, what do you think it is? You need to write that down. And you can have more than one question, but each question you need to ask yourself at least 10 times. You're going to get, and it's okay even if you get the same answer. I don't want you thinking too long on it. Just ask it, write it. Ask it, write it. Ask it, write it. That's it. Okay. And then you can leave it to me in the, in the comments. Leave it in the comments. You can email it to me. However, you can just keep it yourself and work on it. Just know that this, I'm telling you, will work. It will help you get to the actual root of what it is, because it's going to penetrate through that top layer of just frothiness, and it's going to go to the next layer and then the next layer and the next layer, and then pretty soon you're going to be like, oh, that's what it is. And it truly helps. So anyway, I'm going to go and enjoy my grandson because he's here. And I just want you guys to know that life is whatever you create. Okay? So go create a life that you absolutely desire. It just makes sense to me. Anyway,